Hi everybody, TeacherSorce here. I wanted to show you what is included in the reading bundle. It is 14 different resources and it is a $41 value and I'm selling it for $30. And I'm just going to kind of go in and show you real quick what is involved in each of the resources. All of the resources do have remote learning capabilities. They have Seesaw and Google links. And also they could be used face-to-face as well for station work, or you can utilize them for your instruction, for homework, all sorts of different options. The first resource inside is a back-to-school getting to know you glyph, and what it is, there's little directions for the kids that they're going to follow to show and represent information about themselves. So they're going to use this stick figure to represent information about themselves, like how many brothers and sisters do they have, their favorite subject, their pet. So it's just a fun getting to know you activity, and obviously you as the teacher can model it for them and then they can do it either virtually or in class. The next resource is the book clubs resource. Now this is fabulous. You can utilize this to run a full book clubs in your class or virtually, and inside it's going to give you a video tutorial if you want about the resource and how to utilize it. It's going to do step-by-step as to how you level and pick your groups and pick your books. There's different organizers for you to utilize that you can type in your students' names, establishing what a book club is, creating their book club groups, doing a book tasting. Love, love, love this. This is so fun. They get to do a little appetizer, main dish, and dessert of different books with their group and then choose which book they want to read. And then there's all sorts of organizers to create a book club journal for the students. And again, all of these are also linked to Seesaw and Google, and you can print them paper copy as well. Different fiction and nonfiction organizers for them to utilize, character traits, stick figure maps, character change. And then at the back end of this product, there's also the Common Core Standards rubrics. Now, all of the fiction and nonfiction rubrics are in here. And again, there's a tutorial on the product, how to utilize it. All the links are here for you. And what it is, you can create, like pre-create the journal that you want your students to utilize in book clubs, or pre-create what you want them to work on during independent time, during stations, depending on what priority standards you're focusing on. But each and every standard is labeled in the corner, and then it gives them sentence starters to write about that specific standard, so they can utilize it with any book that they're reading, any show that they're watching, really. I mean, you could utilize this in a lot of different ways. There are 5 different weeks of literacy that are, it tells them each day what they need to do. So if you want to use them to model the instruction on certain standards and then they practice them, that's a great way. Or if you just want to assign them it will literally let them do it kind of like independently. And each week it tells you what standards they're focusing on in the week. So this is week 4. So they're going to be using a show that they've watched, because obviously they're at home and watching a lot of TV. And they're going to summarize it using the Somebody Wanted But So Then. And then they're going to be able to do like a review for the show that they watch. And then they're going to transfer those skills over to a book. And reading a book, why would they recommend it? They're going to analyze the main character in the story, what lesson did they learn, and then they're going to make a little quiz for the book. That's one of the weeks. This is week 5 in that progression of 5 weeks, and you can do week 4 first, week 3, then week 2, whatever order you want to do it in. But this one focuses on nonfiction text features, vocabulary and comprehension, main idea, and details. So, you know, talking about what is a preview, how do you preview things, do a preview of a book that you read, look for certain text features, go on a scavenger hunt, look up words you don't know. Okay? See if there's another one of the weeks real quick that I can show you. This is week 1, and week 1 focuses on characters and fairy tale stories. And so they're going to be watching fairy tale stories and using story mountains to look at the different parts of a story and how they all connect to each other. This is week 2 in that 5-week series. And week 2, let me go down, they're going to be talking about the book Grace for President, and they're going to be comparing and contrasting the characters, and then looking at words they would describe the characters with, and then character change. And then this is week 3, and week 3 focuses in on vocabulary. They're going to be looking up these words from a nonfiction book that's pre-chosen, and they're going to be looking up the definition with an online dictionary, Then they're going to be synthesizing and looking at 2 different texts about the same topic, but seeing if there's topics in common that they have. So they're going to be doing some summarizing, somebody wanted but so then, vocabulary work. And again, you can assign these and they can do these all at home. You could model this with a totally different topic and then they work on it. That's kind of how we usually do our teaching. We model, we do, and then they do for the independent practice. The Animal Who Would Win project is super fun. This can be printed out and so your kids can make it actually in class. That was our original goal. And what the kids are doing is they're using different websites to do a research project on 2 different animals based on certain categories. So this is what it would look like if you did it in person with a folder where they would use all the pieces, cut it out, and kind of make like a scrapbook out of it where they're doing 2 different animals based on certain categories. So let me go back to, there's a part that tells you like all the animals and then what you're comparing about them, like who's the stronger animal. And it'll give the animals and then it gives also book titles that you could pull from your library potentially or just really rely on the websites. And so the kids can research and then they're going to draw the picture of the animals, write fun facts about them, and then they're going to be looking at main idea and details of different categories that they're comparing the animals by. And then at the end, there's some great rubrics for you to utilize based on standards and also based on their project. This Making Words is 20 weeks of different tricky spelling patterns. What I've looked at is 3rd grade tricky spelling patterns from the reading series that we utilize. And I've looked at what are the tricky spelling patterns for 3rd graders. And each week it'll give the focus, the mystery word, and then the links if you want. But basically what the kids are doing is, if you've ever done Making Words before, they each get a strip of the letters, and then they can manipulate the letters to create different size words, and they're trying to figure out what the mystery word is, and the mystery word has the focus of the week in it. So like this focus is prefixes, and so pre is the prefix, so they're trying to find the word pretest, and then you can utilize that to do your instruction to, you know, what different spelling focus or different word structure focus you want to do. And let me just show you real quick. If I go to the Seesaw link, the kids, the letters are already built in there, so the kids can actually manipulate the letters in here. Let me show it to you real quick. If I can. So the letters are in here and they can move them and toggle them around to create different words. So that's all digital and ready to rock and roll for you. Figurative Language unit, it's just a week of figurative language activities. Again, it's linked for digital learning purposes. They're working on idioms, making idioms. What do they look like? What does an idiom mean? They're going to be doing alliteration. They're creating their own ice cream shop and flavors utilizing alliteration. There's going to be hyperbole work where they're looking at how like exaggerations work. Then onomatopoeia, they're going to utilize onomatopoeia in a comic strip. And then there's a quiz at the end for you to utilize, if they're understanding those concepts. Biography research project, this is actually a biography and an autobiography. They're going to choose a famous person that they want to research, and they're going to utilize these different websites to find information about them. So if they want to do Michael Jordan, they're going to be writing his name, his birthday, all that good stuff, facts about him, drawing a picture of what they like to do, a timeline of events that are important in their lives, character traits that would describe them. They're going to do like little interview questions. And then they're going to actually do it about themselves. They're learning about the difference between a biography and an autobiography, and they're going to write information about themselves like they're a famous person. Really super cute activity. And then I believe this is the last one. It is a week of vocabulary review games, and the students can actually, the Google link has blank slides, so you can type in your own words. I've pre-chosen math words that are specific to 3rd grade, but like the activity 1, they're going to be looking up the words, defining them. Activity 2, they're going to be putting the words in their own sentence and drawing a picture of it. Activity 3, let me get to that. They're going to make a concentration game with the words and the definitions. Day 4, they're going to be creating a word problem for each of those vocabulary words since they are math words. And then there's also a fun trash can basketball game directions, and then this super fun catchphrase type of game where they're timing themselves and giving clues to allude to these words to someone else that they want to play with. So you could do this over like a video chat or in person, but they're trying to give clues to that specific word without saying the word. So again, practicing the vocabulary, and all of these are blank and located in the Google link above. I believe that is all of the links in that specific product. So if you have questions, please let me know. Good luck in the fall.